complete the eradication of Hamas. We will bring back all our hostages. We will guarantee that Gaza will no longer be a threat to Israel, and we will return the residents of the northern parts of Israel safely back to their homes. The war will not end until we obtain all of these goals, including the safe return of our northern residents to their homes. I want to tell you, this will happen. It will happen just as it has in the south. My friends, residents of the north, I am proud of you. I am proud of your endurance, and I am totally committed to your safety, to the rehabilitation of your towns, and to your future. So far, thanks to the bravery of our fighters in the IDF, in the Shin Bet, in the Mossad, and the Israeli police, we have achieved incredible accomplishments on the 7 fronts of this war, which are the object of appreciation throughout the world and radiate Israel's strength throughout the Middle East, and primarily to Iran. We have destroyed big parts of Iran's aerial defense, of its ability to manufacture missiles, and we destroyed a big part of its nuclear plan. I am determined to do everything that it takes in order to prevent Iran from gaining nuclear weapons. This threat has always been my top priority, and even more so today, when we're hearing the repeated announcements by Iran's leaders of their intention to obtain nuclear weapons. To me, removal of this threat is the #1 goal in order to guarantee the survival and future of the state of Israel. In Gaza, we dismantled the Hamas battalions. We killed about 20,000 terrorists. We killed Sinwar, we killed Def and other senior officials in that organization, and returned 125 of our hostages. We are obligated to return the 101 hostages, alive and dead, that are still in Gaza, and to bring an end to the terrible suffering of their families. And of course, we are committed to finish the destruction of Hamas. In Judea and Samaria, we are destroying hundreds of terrorists and terrorist infrastructure, and have been operating everywhere that there are terrorist cells. In Yemen, we strike in a port where the international coalition has not done that before. In Iraq, we are stopping big drone attacks, and still we have a lot of challenges ahead. In Syria, we are systematically thwarting Iran, Hezbollah, and Syrian armies' attempts to pass armaments into Lebanon. Assad must understand that he is playing with fire. And now to the 7th front, Lebanon. Hezbollah has chosen to attack us from there on October 8th. It's been a year. It's not the same Hezbollah anymore. We pushed Hezbollah decades back. We've killed Nasrallah. He's the head of the snake. We've killed all of the leaders. We've destroyed most of the rockets and missiles. We've killed thousands of terrorists, and we destroyed the underground and terrorist infrastructure near our borders that have been built over years. We attacked strategic targets throughout Lebanon and destroyed many targets in the Dahya. Lebanon is not the same. Citizens of Israel, only 3 months ago, all of this would have sounded like science fiction, but it's not. We made it. In any given moment during this war, I have my eyes on the fronts at the same time. This is what I did. This is what I had in mind when, in the beginning of the war, I decided to focus on Gaza and not to open another front in Lebanon. This is what I did a few months ago, when the conditions were ripe to turn our gaze northward. And then we attacked Hezbollah. This is what I did after the attack by Iran, when we meticulously decided how and when to strike back. And this is what I'm doing today as well. I'm looking at all of the fronts simultaneously. I'm seeing the bigger picture. And I am determined to let our soldiers, our brave soldiers, and give them all of the means they need to stay alive, stay safe, and bring us the victory. And that's why tonight I will bring before the cabinet a plan for a ceasefire in Lebanon. The duration of the ceasefire depends on what happens in Lebanon. We have an understanding with the United States. We are maintaining our full liberty to take military operations. If Hezbollah tries to attack us, if it arms itself, if it rebuilds infrastructure next to the borders, we will attack them. If they launch missiles, if they dig tunnels, we will attack. Yes, I can hear people saying that if we start a ceasefire, we will not be able to attack, we will not be able to resume the war. Let me remind you, this is exactly what people said to me when we entered into the ceasefire in Gaza, in which we released our hostages. People said we would not resume fighting, but we did. And how? People say to me, well, Hezbollah will lay low for a year or two, will rearm itself, and then it will attack us. But Hezbollah will commit a breach of the agreement not only when they fire at us, but even when they try to rearm themselves. For any such breach, we will react very forcefully. I know there are those who don't believe we will do that, but many didn't believe that we would enter with ground forces into Gaza, and we did. People didn't believe that we'll enter into Shifa and Khan Yunis, and we did. People didn't believe that, faced with immense international pressure, we would enter into Rafah and the Philadelphia corridor. Not only did we enter these places, we attacked them. And how? There were many people who didn't believe that we would ever attack in Lebanon, and we attacked there too. We attacked there very forcefully in a huge sophistication that took everybody in the world by surprise. So after all of that, maybe we should start believing in our determination, in our commitment to obtaining victory. So why is this the right time for a ceasefire? There are three main reasons. First, focusing on the Iranian threat, and there's no need to expand. Second, refreshing our forces and rearming our troops. And it's no secret. There have been delays, big delays, in the supply of arms. And this delay is about to stop soon. We will arm ourselves with sophisticated arms that will help us protect our troops and give us even greater force to complete our missions. And the third reason for a ceasefire now, isolating Hamas. From the second day of the war, Hamas was counting on Hezbollah fighting together with it. And once Hezbollah is eliminated, Hamas is left alone. Our pressure on Hamas will grow stronger, and this will help us in the sacred mission of bringing back our hostages. Citizens of Israel, in the last year, we have flipped things over. We were attacked on seven fronts, and we fought back. We are now changing the face of the Middle East. And all of this we are doing thanks to our brave soldiers, thanks to your resilience, and thanks to the strong management of this war. I said many times, a good agreement is an agreement that is enforced.